Hello everyone, this is Stuke. Today's video will be about where I learned about vintage baseball players and one of the sources I used. I was listening to Mike Moynihan the other day talking with Chris from Missouri, I believe, and they started discussing Baseball Digest, and that really brought back a memory for me. So I remember when I worked on the family farm and we'd have like a break or a slow time, I'd go out into the summer kitchen where my dad stored all his old magazines. Um, Up in North Dakota in the summer, if you didn't have air conditioning, you'd have a kitchen that was separate from the house. And that's where you did all the cooking. And we no longer used this. We had moved to town, and it was just a building for storage now at the time. So I'd go in there and I'd go through and I'd read all my dad's old Baseball Digest and learned a lot about the vintage players. The first one I'll show you, that's Luis Aparicio, 1956. And you can see he's in his Memphis Chickasaws uniform, Memphis Chicks. And they had all kinds of great information, as you can see there. This one had 10,000 official player facts. Why the Yankees and Dodgers will repeat in 56. On the back there's a couple of youngsters there. Bobby Richardson for the Yankees and Jim Owens for the Phillies. Here's an issue from 1953. Probably most of you heard of Virgil Trucks, George Strickland. There's stories about Gus Bell, game's worst rowdies. Speaking of rowdies, the back inside cover of this one has a player being escorted off the field in 1922. If it looks familiar, it's Casey Stengel. There's a little blurb about it. And I really like this quote by Satchel Paige. That's at the All-Star game. If he ever had pitched against the National League players before, he said, "Not again 'em, I ain't, but I pitched again 'em in the fathers of these here players." So he played against the players' fathers. This was 1953, so Satchel is getting up there. Here's 1954 with Big Bob Keegan on the cover. And you got 5 players there that short biographies inside about them. It's just fabulous information. Back cover, there's a little quick article or preview of the Joe Adcock article, and then the Charles Dexter Detroit Tigers rookie. And here's another 1954, Eddie Matthews on the cover, along with Tom Morgan of the Yankees. In the inside front cover, we have young Willie Mays from 1954. There's a table of contents. You can get an idea of the type of articles and some of the authors. Lots of great reading. There's 1953. Johnny Logan, Alex Kellner, and Harry Dorsch. 1958, scouting reports, Stan Williams, Willie Kirkland, Marvelous Marv Thornberry. 1955, Bob Lemon, Don Mueller. Article about the Giants, article about Cleveland Indians. 1953, Stan the Man, Rogers Hornsby, and Mickey Mantle on the cover. Can Mickey carry the big load? Rogers Hornsby, the 1953 teams as he sees them. And Stan the Man, how he hasn't changed. I'd recommend, if you ever see these in an antique store or something, grab a copy or two and sit down and read through the articles. Here's Bob Lemon. Here's Ted Kluszewski, or I'm sorry, Dusty Rhodes, an article on Ted Kluszewski. And a nice picture of Kluszewski in his youth. Ralph Kiner on the cover of this one from 1955. And this is back in an era where there wasn't very much TV. If you're lucky, you could hear a baseball game on the radio and then see the All-Star Game and World Series. Harvey Keene from 1954. Talk about the pennant races, Pee Wee Reese's story. Here's a scouting report on all the rookies. I'm not sure if, I don't think any of these guys really made it. Here's a few more on the back cover. I think Jim Brosnan pitched in big leagues. Pete Burnside. Here's one with a great story about Babe Ruth's called shot in the 32 World Series. They're saying it never happened. Here's Casey Stengel, 1953. And Billy Martin, 1954. Article on why Babe Ruth quit baseball. Billy Martin is a new era Yankee. There's one with an article about Mantle as Stengel sees him. I'm not sure who the players are on the cover. Roy McMillan is the fielder, and Junior Gilliam's the base runner sliding in. 1956. Here's a great cover, my favorite. It's Willie Mays, 1954. That was a great year for him. Great catch, great World Series. This is right before that happened, September 1954. And here's an interesting tidbit too. In the Duke's past, Pittsburgh offered him 20 times as much, but he signed with the Dodgers. Wouldn't that be interesting if Duke Snider played with the Pittsburgh Pirates? And that's what I got today. Thank you for watching, and everybody have a nice weekend. I'm doing a card show. We're expecting significant snow, so I just hope everything pans out this weekend. Otherwise, have a good one. Thank you.